Well, on today's launch of our fabulous folded strawberry and pumpkin cutting card cutting dies, got all that. There are 15 pieces of this, and there's so much to share with you. Please come play with us. Now, as you can see, there are our strawberries. Here are our pumpkins. They fold flat to go into an envelope. And by the way, these will use a regular die cutting machine like a Big Shot or a Gemini Junior. And the cards will also fit in our regular envelopes. So everything is regular, no special things needed. Now, when Teresa first designed this, she did it with the strawberries and had the flowers added and that cute little post with the little flag. And we thought that was great, but we really wanted to expand it. So she went back and added pumpkins to it. So you have strawberries and pumpkins for all year round. And let me just show you what goes with this. As I said, there are 15 pieces. They come in a wallet type of container, so everything fits right in. When it is flat and folded down, it's 4.5 by 4 inches. And this is what the dies look like. And like our trellis die from last month, these have the wood grain on them. So they're pieces. There is a little trick to putting this together, so let me show you that. So there's the strawberry, and then the top of it that goes like this, and then you're going to end up with your strawberry looking like that. And because of these little bumps are here, they will be raised, or they'll be debossed. They'll go in when you do your strawberry, so you don't have to do anything extra, which is really nice. The pumpkin has score lines in it. That comes already. The little circle that can go inside of the little flower if you choose. And then we have lots of leaves to coordinate and to decorate that little box, as well as other leaves. So 2 kinds of leaves that will work for you. And you will need to be cutting out multiples of some things. So let me show you the instructions on the back of the package that are securely held in place. There we go. And you can see that we've got the directions with artwork that I'm just going to show you, and also in written text. So that works. And let me just walk you through this. So you're going to need 2 of this box front, 2 of the box side. You're going to need 2 of the box rim. And these are all labeled on the front right there. And then you also need 2 of the crossbar, and then you can do what you want with the with all the decorations. So let me show you. So this is the box. Here is the side. We'll just focus on those right now. And when you trim them out, you are going to want to have a couple of things that we always use. One is the extra sticky tape. The 1/4 inch works beautifully. Also, you're going to want your bone folder. So those are 2 things that stay consistent. Now, when you are attaching them, so let me just bring this piece that Teresa did for us. You're going to put the extra sticky tape on the flap of the side piece. But when you go to position this, this piece goes at an angle and this piece goes straight. So it's a little tricky to connect them. It's not really terribly tricky. Let me show you on this piece that Teresa's already done for us. So let me place these on top. So there's the inside of the box, and here is the side. And you can see that when you're putting them together, you just keep the bottom level straight. Just as you're adding the pieces, that stays straight. So when you are attaching this, don't try to connect it so that those 2 match, because you'll have a lopsided thing. This will be lopsided. You want to keep them so that this is straight, and then when you put your adhesive on here, position it so that the bottom edge stays straight. And you're going to do the same thing with the other side of the box, and then the same thing with the front. So as you can see, this all stays straight with those 4 pieces. 2 box fronts and 2 box sides. Got it? Okay, that's all perfect. Then you're going to have your piece all put together and finished. In fact, I'll go ahead and pull this off, pull the liner off, and position this right here again so that those edges stay straight. So you can see that it's going to kind of go outside of the box side, but it's going to stay nice and straight when we're looking at it. Okay? You can see how that goes? That's the only hard part. It's really not that hard. Now, these inside pieces, they are also going to get the extra sticky tape on the sides. You put it next to the fold, and then these are going to get positioned on the inside of our box. And see, so that they are attached. This one wasn't quite right. Let me fix it. Okay, so this is going to go so that the legs of that strip fit against the back of the box, and then the next one, the legs fit against this first crossbar. You want to keep the crossbars equal to the top of the box. That way you've got room to attach things, okay? So that works there. Okay, let's get into some other projects. Now, Teresa, let me just repeat, you want to score, fold down on any of those score lines with your brayer, or your bone folder. That will work nicely, okay? And we'll set the extra sticky tape aside and scoot those over. Now this one, Teresa's done a couple of different things. Now, as I mentioned, there is a piece to be the stick, and when you have that piece, it's scored in the middle. Again, put the extra sticky tape on it, and then you can fold it in half and secure it down. That way it's going to be really sturdy. And then you have the little flag that also has a score line. That is going to be attached with extra sticky tape onto the little stick. And then you can just place that wherever you want, okay? Now, what Teresa has done is she's done 2 of the posts and 2 of the flags. And what she found, in fact, on almost all of the projects, it is the tiny words and phrases, dazzles, that just fit perfectly. And so she used, this is the primary colors collection. That's where the red comes in, which of course works beautifully with the strawberries. And you can see she's used different colors of the green to get into the leaves. And the jute just entwines. Jute kind of does this little bit of flourish at the end. So she's actually tied bows in it and glued them just in 2 places, but they kind of cascade through this great little package. Now you can see that in the first ones that Lene did, she used the same cardstock for that rim on her baskets. Teresa has mixed colors, and I like the brown with that kind of barn red. And she did those and used the Christmas Memories cardstock. So this is a 12 by 12 cardstock. And because it's got the red and the green and the brick, and it just works really nicely for this particular little basket. And you can see how full it looks. And she did use both of those layers and also the back. So she's got things kind of stair-stepping going back. So really fun. And again, this is going to fold flat and slip right into a regular sized envelope and do a very nice job. So there we go. Happy birthday, Make-A-Wish. Now, what else can you do? Well, our Teresa has some ideas, and here is a card that's kind of a twist, and I don't know that I've seen this before, but leave it to Teresa to figure it out. She has taken a 4 3/4 inch by 5.5 inch piece of cardstock, and this comes from, she's actually used 2 solid cardstocks, and one of them is the Seasonal Splendor, and that's what she's used with the pattern paper. The other is the Sunflower, and she needed both of them to get the range of colors that she wanted. So she used that piece to make a back. Now, this is not a card that's going to open. Instead, what's going to happen is our little basket is going to open, just like that. And our basket will allow it to stand up. How nice is that? What a fun, fun, movable card. Now, so she's cut that piece. By the way, the directions are down below. Just click on the card itself and you'll see all the directions. And what she did is she went with the Seasonal Splendor 6x6, and here is the sheet that she used, and she cut it down to fit on the front. And isn't that pretty? Just a beautiful color combination. Okay, the more is, do you see the chicken wire that's back there? Well, of course, we have a cutting die for that. And doesn't it just fit perfectly with this harvest look? And she die cut it out of our hammered silver paper and just glued that on top. So works really, really well. And then, so obviously she has used the pumpkins in this package or in this card. And so you can see some pumpkins there, just 3, more of them here, so that when this opens up, you've got more to see. Many of the leaves up there. And actually she added to this. So if you happen to have purchased the foliage toolkit, this is a place where it's going to come in handy because it has lots of different elements that Teresa has added to the strawberry pumpkin dies. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. But if you do, it's a nice place to add them. So that is going to go on there. Again, she's used 2 colors for her box and the rim, so that works nicely. And I love how she colors the elements. So what she does in any of her packaging is that she will take the die cut flower, leaf, pumpkin, strawberry, and use a matching ink pad, and then of course the blending brushes. And then she will just go on top, looking for something to help. Okay, let me use this. So then she just goes from the edge. Normally I would use my craft mat, but it's not available right now. And going from the outside edge just to add some color to those outside areas. It really is fast to do. And even when you've got a bunch of pieces like she's used on her projects, it's going to go so quickly and just make a really nice difference. So in this one, she used the pine tree and the orange. And so that has worked with this particular set. And just really pretty. Look at that. Oh, the blessings and sending you love, that is also out of the Seasonal Splendor die cuts. You can see the sending you love. The blessings is tucked under there. There are 31 die cuts in that piece. So this is really a different card, and I love the fact that it can stand up. So it just makes it really, really nice. Now, what else can the woman do with this cutting die? Well, let me show you. Here is another set. Here is another card with another set of materials. And isn't that pretty? So we've seen our little box done flat, or we've seen it doing 3-dimensional, but now we have it flat. So it's just one layer and then one rim. And look at those strawberries coming out of it. And I love the fact that these are done out of pattern paper. Well, you know how I feel about paper, but it just is really, really fun. And let me show you what she used. And this is out of the Sweet Life paper pack. And it's been a little while since we've seen that. And this has a variety of things. So let me just show you. This is our regular 5x6.5 inch card. Here is that front sheet that I showed you. And she used this area to go on the front of the card. Bright, fun, simple, and just did that. And then she did wrap, before she glued it down, she did wrap it with the white ribbon. And here is out of this collection. And then just wrapped it twice and then glued it to the front of her card. Now, for her strawberries and the flowers, let me show you what she used. So this is out of the Sweet Life, this tiny multi-dot, this little micro dot, as well as a pink. It kind of looks like linen. And then there is another, and I think this is more on the inside, this particular one. So those are what she used to do her card on the front. Very cute. You can see the dots for the stems of the strawberries as well as the leaves. These two are going to get tapped with the blending brush, and she has used plum jam and honey pot and Bordeaux, as well as the pine tree on each of these. So again, it just matches the color of the papers, so that's all you need to worry about. Now the hello comes from our script dazzles. However, this is the primary color dazzle, so there's just a ton of sheets in there, and that red just does a really nice job. Her final touch, or her final two touches, are adding the Jewel Butterfly acetate. Now this is acetate. They are printed on the acetate, and she has used the extra sticky tape just on the bodies, and then she added a crystal shimmer sparkles in the center of the butterfly, two butterflies, as well as some of the flowers. So that just adds some shine along with the acetate, and right there on the bow. Okay, let's open this up and see what the woman has done inside. And on the inside, we have another fun thing with that little box that is glued to the side. So when she put it together, she's got the two fronts, one side that is put together just as we explained, keeping them flat. But on this side, she did have to trim the side of the box, and she did do all four sides, by the way. So the back and this side get trimmed so they're even with the side of the card. And look at that, just opens so nicely. Now, this piece, remember the piece we used on the front where you use that? Well, on the inside, she has turned it over, as I'm doing, and used the other side of the paper right there. Doesn't that work nicely? Okay, so Sweet Life it is. And this has another of the acetate butterflies. Same thing with the crossbars inside, and more of the flowers. Again, they've been shaded. You can either use the blending brushes or the dabbers, whichever you like, and just layering them in there. The thank you is from the Dazzles, and very fun. So if you can do this with strawberries, I guarantee you can do it with pumpkins too. Now, if you wanted to, you could take these little pieces and put just the paper flowers on them too. If you wanted to use it for something, for another theme where maybe strawberries and pumpkins didn't work well, or you can add the flowers with the strawberries or the pumpkins, that would work too. The other thing is, on all of these, she found that using the Tiny Words and Phrases dazzles just did really well. So we're going to give this to you for free in our Money Saver. So you've got a sheet of that. Another thing I wanted to point out is on the pumpkins that Lene did, that's on the package, she used a dotted paper. And I thought that was really fun and really a nice way to take advantage of the shape of the pumpkins and give them a little bit of dimension. Okay, one final thing to share with you also, and I did this before, but it's worth saying again, is that when you have these papers, because they are debossed, you can take a brown ink pad and just go over them to kind of give more definition to that debossing and to really pop the wood grain if you want to. But it's just that easy to do. So trying to give you as many tips and tricks as I possibly can and to share all of this with you. Now, I do want to tell you, as I said, that the cutting die is got all 15 pieces. It's here now. And in the Money Saver, you will just pay for this, but you will get the tiny words and phrases free. That will be free for you. Okay, speaking of free, if you decide you'd like to join the subscription of the Fabulous Folded Dies, we will give you, when you sign up with your first shipment, we will give you free the bow dies. Isn't that nice? And plus, you will save 10% off of the cost of the dies, and you will get the free goodie that we give to people who buy the Money Saver. So you're getting everything. Now, this is our April die, and we're launching it right here, right now. But those of you who signed up for the subscription, you should already have it in your hands because we mailed it a week ago. So that's ready for you. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you can see how many things you can do with this very clever strawberry and pumpkin card cutting dies. Teresa's given us lots of ideas, and I know you have even more. Thank you for joining us. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the link to paperwishes.com down below. We hope you'll join us. You can get the directions at Paper Wishes. And we want to thank you so much for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next month with a brand new Fabulous Folded.